Digital Dan. Digital Dan. Digital Dan. Digital Dan.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another one of these top coaster videos. Today I'm actually going to extend from the top 5 coaster video and do my top 10 as of the end of 2017. This season has been a great one, and I've visited PortAventura again, I've visited the main parks, and I've developed a lot more coasters in my top 10 and even top 5 that have switched around and made it different, I guess. But next year there are so many parks that I'm going to be visiting, and there are so many new coasters opening. I cannot wait for next year's season, and I may even have a new top coaster next year, so yeah. But anyway, as top 10 coaster videos go, I am actually going to do one every 6 months. So I'll be doing one in around June next year, and I'll be doing one at this time next year as well, just in case anything changes throughout the year. I'm not going to leave it until now, because I think that's just a waste of time. But anyway, we're just not going to waste any time, even though I've wasted a minute. We're going to start with my number 10 coaster. So at number 10 we have the B&M sit down in Spain, known as Dragon Khan. This coaster is in the China area, and as I said, B&M sit down it's quite tall, and it's an enjoyable coaster. It's a bit rough here and there, the inversions are great. It's just overall a brilliant coaster. Again, it could have some refurbishments done to it, especially it's a bit rough at the bottom of inversions and stuff, but other than that, the coaster is a very enjoyable experience, and if you are going to PortAventura, I do recommend going on it. It is a brilliant coaster. At number 9 we have the B&M Invert in the UK, located at Thorpe Park. It is Nemesis Inferno. Now, even to me this came as a surprise to be on my top 10, but ever since I went on it at Fright Nights, it's actually been a brilliant coaster. And usually I wasn't a big fan of it, but now I've been on it twice. I went on it on the front and back at Fright Nights, and oh my god, it is actually a really, really good coaster. And if you're going to Thorpe Park once again, I definitely recommend going on it. It's just getting more intense. Of course, it's not as good as Nemesis, because that comes later in my top 10, but it's a solid ride for the park. At number 8 we have the first ever B&M dive coaster, known as Oblivion, at Alton Towers. This coaster, although it's quite short, it is a brilliant coaster to go on. The amount of times I said brilliant in this video already is just stupid, but it's an amazing coaster. Of course, you just do well, it's not even 90 degree, but it's close to 90 degree drop, and it's very thrilling, and that's why I enjoy it. The theme's good, although there are better themed areas in the park, but that theme is brilliant, and oh, there you go again. And it's just a great coaster overall. At number 7 we have the B&M Invert in the UK as well. Of course, at Alton Towers it is Nemesis. It's a lot better than Nemesis Inferno. It didn't just make it into my top 5 like it was before, but it's still an absolutely amazing coaster. Absolutely love it. It wraps around the terrain really well. Somehow it gets its speed. I don't know how. The roar it makes is just insane, and the intensity on some of the loops and, well, some of the inversions is outstanding. So absolutely brilliant B&M Invert, and it's probably one of the best it probably is the best invert I've been on, but that may change next year. Number 6 is the Smiler. Now, this is kind of an unpopular opinion because many people prefer Nemesis over the Smiler, but I personally really enjoy the Smiler. When I went on it, I just remembered having, like, the theme of it, the Marmalizer, whatever, all of that is amazing, but it's not that rough if you get in the right train on the right seat. It is a good coaster if you're in the right seat. Of course, if you're at the back and it's just rattling like hell, then it's a lot worse. But this coaster, it's a brilliant addition to the park. 14 inversions, manufactured by Gerstlauer, and of course it is an infinity coaster, and it's insane. It does get you a bit dizzy if you are not really an enthusiast, but I've been on it a couple times and I've never come off dizzy, and it's still an absolutely amazing coaster. Now into my top 5. At number 5 we have Galactica / Air. Now, I've been looking back at footage I've already taken this coaster, and it just brings back so much stuff about Air. Like, it was my favourite coaster for a while until Shambhala then took over, but it's still a brilliant coaster. It may be a tad rough on the fly to lie, according to Dom, which I don't get, but I can see where it's coming from. But it's still an absolutely amazing coaster. Always go on it, and I'm talking without the VR. I do not like the VR on it. I haven't tried the new one because I think they updated it, but you can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, because I haven't been there since it got updated. Because the last time I went there, the VR was off, and that meant that the whole ride was walk on pretty much all day. And I literally went on it like 3 or 4 times in a row, just before having dinner at the roller coaster restaurant, which prior to that was the Air shop. But I much preferred it as Air. I do like the portal, but Galactica without VR is absolutely amazing. On to number 4. Now this may become a surprise to some of you if you have seen my top 5 coasters, because the Swarm is at number 4. Now the Swarm is probably one of the best coasters in the UK. Well, it is one of the best coasters in the UK, in my opinion. But it's obviously located at a Thorpe Park. It's a B&M wing coaster, the first of its kind in the UK, and it had, I think it was the world's first dive drop, I'm not too sure, but it had the famous dive drop on it, and it's brilliant. The theming and just everything was thought about it. That was one of Merlin's best achievements at a theme park, the Swarm. It's just when you walk into that area, the music's playing, you can just like hear the sound effects of planes flying over, you see the smoke from the plane and the bottom, you hear the metallic screech sound, and you see the fireball. Oh, it is an amazing area and an amazing coaster, and it's one of the best in the UK. Coming at number 3 is the Intamin accelerator known as Stealth at Thorpe Park. The reason why this has actually taken over Swarm is because when I went on it at Fright Nights, it was raining, but it really hurt, and that was when I rode it in the day. When I went on it at night, however, it was absolutely brilliant. Just the lighting on the top hat and just zooming off. Oh, it's an amazing coaster. That's what I think is the best coaster in the UK. It's outstanding. Just going up there, and even in the daytime, obviously, because it did hurt a bit because it was raining, but in the daytime, when you just look out and you just see the rest of the park, the lake, whatever, it's an amazing ride, and I can definitely see why people love it that much. And every single time you go to Thorpe Park, you cannot have a day at Thorpe Park without going on it, if it's not too windy. And now going into my final 2 coasters. You probably know what they are already if you've watched my top 5. At number 2, however, we have Shambhala at Portaventura. This was Europe's tallest coaster, and I think it was the fastest as well. It was over 250 feet tall, and I've been on it, and it's a brilliant ride. It's absolutely amazing. And the airtime you get on it, some people don't like the airtime on it, but I absolutely love Shambhala. It's got some theming, which is good enough, and then it's fast, it's thrilling. The first drop on the back is insane, but I personally prefer the front of Shambhala, and because you just hang there over the top and you're just about to go, and then you just go all the way down. Absolutely brilliant. It's you get all the views of Salou and everything, and obviously right next to Shambhala is Dragon Khan, which is in my top 10 too. So you've literally got my second favourite coaster and my 10th favourite coaster right next to each other, which personally I find absolutely brilliant. And the interaction isn't much, but it's, as I say, it's an amazing coaster. If you can get yourself out to Portaventura, I definitely recommend you do go and ride Shambhala. Moving on to number 1. At number 1 you have another Intamin accelerator, and it's Red Force at Portaventura / Ferrari Land. Now, of course, Portaventura in 2017 opened, well, this year, opened a new area. It isn't part of the park, but they opened a brand new area. It's called Ferrari Land, and it's obviously based on Ferraris. It includes a couple rides, and of course the big attraction, which was Red Force. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh my god, I'm finally here, because I saw it being worked on in 2016, and I was like, oh my god, I'm finally going to ride it. As soon as I got on the front, yeah, I got on the front on first ride, it's amazing. It's, words can't describe how good that ride is. TBW reference. But, it's just insane. You go on that launch 111 miles per hour in just under 5 seconds, I think, or something like that. I know I'm getting loads of facts wrong in this, but just, you can correct me if you want. But it's just amazing. You launch off, you go up, you get some airtime at the top, which is brilliant, and it's really smooth at the front. At the back it's a bit rattly, because I pretty much went on every row. But at the back it's a bit rattly, but at the front you obviously have to wear goggles because it's that fast. You launch off, you go up, you see all of Salou around, and then you drop all the way down, have a bit of airtime right at the end, and in to the brakes. Absolutely amazing coaster. Portaventura is one of those parks I recommend anyone gets to if they're going anywhere. But that, my opinion, may change, because apparently, well, why am I saying apparently? I might be going to Phantasialand next year, and I possibly, well, I am going to, because we booked it. I am going to Florida, so hopefully there'll be a brand new favourite park for me. And personally, I think that'll be to Phantasialand. Anyway, thank you for watching this top 10 coaster video. If you want to see any more theme park related content next year, please do tell me in the comments, because I'll be doing top 5s of dark rides, flat rides, whatever you guys want me to do, I shall do it. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.